When you find a puddle of water on the floor in your mechanical room, it's a scary sight. Your AC is leaking water. So now what? Sean McGraw is here to talk about a number of possible problems and how many of them are not difficult or expensive to fix. Hi, Sean.
Good morning. Hopefully it's just on the floor of the mechanical room, not staining up on your ceiling.
Yeah, that gets more expensive, but your AC leaking water, it can lead to really expensive damage like you talk about. You say people should act really quickly. The first thing they should do is look for frozen coils. If that's the case, what do we do?
Yeah, well, if the coil's frozen, I don't know if it's necessarily the first thing you should do, but I mean, it's definitely a step in the process. But if that coil's frozen over, then just turn the system off outside, allow the blower motor inside to keep running. That'll help defrost the system. You also want to make sure that the water is draining outside. The problem is when you get a big frozen coil like that, it's usually more than the system's designed to drain out of the system by itself, because you've got a giant ice cube up there that's trying to melt off. So that water's got to go somewhere. So you definitely want to keep an eye on it. If it's in the attic, make sure the overflow pan's catching all the water. Try to be proactive with that. You don't want it dripping down on your sheetrock, bar none.
Yeah, and you really want to call a qualified HVAC professional to diagnose what's causing that frozen coil. But another reason for your AC leaking water could be dirty coils. So how can people stay ahead of that?
Yeah, well, dirty coils, you know, that's something we'll probably do a YouTube clip on how to clean an evap coil, but it might not be something everybody wants to do. But if they are dirty, then usually they end up needing a chemical bath at some point. And that's a little more involved than most folks want to do. Making sure the air filter is clear and you're not bringing in dirty air through return air leaks or something like that. That's one of the first things you want to tackle. You don't want to fix the symptom of the problem. You want to fix the actual problem.
Well, whatever it is, lack of maintenance is always connected to this stuff. It can lead to a clogged drain line or a trap. What's happening in that situation?
Yeah, simple things usually cost a lot of money, right? Clogged drain lines are probably one of them. Also storing stuff in your attic in the wrong places. That's one thing I would be on the lookout for. You have a drain line come out of that system, and there's a lot of times where I see that homeowner inadvertently, not on purpose obviously, but stepped on or laid stuff down on top of the drain line. Now it's either broke or it's got the wrong tilt to it, and water has to go downhill. So if it's got the wrong tilt to it, then it's going back to the system. Safety switches on the unit is something that I recommend on everything. If you don't have one, it needs one. We put them on every new install. We don't waste any money on or spare any money on it. We buy the best that we can, because I want that system to shut off if there is a problem.
Well, you share a lot of helpful advice and videos on YouTube, so there's really something for do-it-yourselfers and something for everybody. But for people who don't want to worry about any of it, you offer the all-in-one comfort plan. That's you installing a new system, maintaining it for 10 years, and fixing things, all for a monthly low payment. What sets American Veteran Air Conditioning apart from other HVAC companies?
Wow, that's a loaded question there. But you know, really, I think we have. When I call these guys family, they're really family. They're family to me. They mean everything to me. I pray for them daily by name. I believe that's a big deal. And I think that culture that we have in here exhibits itself into the workplace when they go out to work. I really believe that's the big difference on there. So it's nothing that I do special or anything like that. It's God's grace on us that allows and leads us to do things. And, you know, being the blessing towards other folks is really the main goal. Fixing air conditioners is just a vessel that we're able to do that with. So I guess that would be my answer.
Well, people love working with you. You've been a blessing to a lot of people, and they will want to contact American Veteran by calling the number on screen, 435-0822, or visiting the website, AmericanVeteranAC.com. Sean McGraw, thanks as always for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. God bless y'all.